Alright, y'all know what time it is. JP the 3rd, theInsNow.com, and we're back with more of this. I am just elated to be back with more of this. Since we're gonna find out what we need anyway, let's just do this. Why not? We're gonna find out what we need anyway. We're not operating off of any sort of logistical boundaries. It's just pick a choice, and your right answer will present itself in time. You don't even have to think too hard. So why even bother? Yeah, it'll help me if I don't at least make sure that guy is still breathing. I sat over to the pachinko machine, hidden away from the corner, where the old man is clinging to life by a thin string. Thankfully, he rouses ever so slightly, his wrinkly neck twisting to a dangerous angle in my direction. Hi there, do you have a few minutes to talk? I said, do you have a few minutes to talk? Speak up, Missy, my hearing is going. I clear my throat and repeat myself a few levels louder, although I'm somewhat worried that I might attract unwanted attention. Oh, why didn't you just say so in the first place? Ask away. I have to pinch myself to ensure I don't do anything I'll regret. Do you know someone named Akihiro Shin? Little Aki, you mean? I'm actually looking for an adult man, not a kid or whatever. Oh, Little Aki's pretty old now. The nickname just never wore off. See? I told you. Just random ass choices. No logic needed. We'll just bluff our way through this entire game. Fair enough, I guess. What about him? When was the last time you saw him? The old man leans back to the point I fear he'll fall backward, but he somehow maintains his balance. After a hot minute, he returns to his original position and nods. Maybe about 3 or 4 years ago. Come to think of it, it's been a while, eh? I guess it's the right guy then. Of course. Did he mention anything about moving around at the time? Not that I can remember. Who are you anyway? His long-lost love child? No, nothing like that, thankfully. I probably shouldn't mention Serenity to anyone unnecessarily. I hope the old guy is easily distracted. So, did he cause a lot of trouble? He wasn't no goody two-shoes, that's for sure. Akira got a girl pregnant real young, but then she ran away with another man a few years later and left the kid with little Aki. I smile awkwardly, peeking into other people's lives like some sort of voyeur is extremely uncomfortable. Otherwise, he got into drinking and gambling, never found another woman to settle down with. Basically, he got sucked into that world and never escaped. That's unfortunate to hear. Well, maybe so. Eventually, those kind of things catch up with a person. Guess that's why he went missing, huh? I never said he... Oh, no need to sugarcoat it. I can see it in your demeanor. I shiver once down my spine when I meet the old man's eyes. What kind of work did this guy do when he was in his prime? Was he a fixer or some sort of detective? Or maybe you're asking questions about a guy to try and figure out his location. Maybe it is extremely obvious that he's missing. Dumbass. Anyway, Missy, I gotta get into play. You need anything else or can I get back to it already? While we're being honest, one more question if you don't mind. Sure, but hurry it up. Thanks. Did Akihiro have any enemies? Anyone who might benefit from his disappearance? Plenty of people, but it's the same for us all, ain't it? If I had to pinpoint someone in particular, there ain't no one. Last I heard, he had a lot of debt, though. That's just starting there. You mean the place that we're already starting this investigation from? Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks again, old man. I give him a small wave as I head back to the front of the game area. After taking a moment to gather my thoughts, I carefully consider whether or not I should continue asking around the casino and move on to the depths of the slums. Well, I want to get the job done as quickly as possible, but at the same time, there's no rush yet. If I'm looking for scummy debt collectors, it'll probably be the fastest to head over there. Plus, if I come back later, someone who knows more about Serenity's dad might pop in. Let's head to the slums. Again, why not? I mean, we have no reason not to. When I begin to notice children within sunken cheeks and middle-aged men slumped over the doorsteps, I know I've reached my destination. I pause on a well-lit street corner to collect my thoughts. So my best bet right now is probably to find a desperate debt collector, one who isn't good enough at their job to actually make collections while the person is alive anyway. That doesn't make any sense, but I can't stick around and rant. On second thought, I should also consider the angle that there's some sort of conspiracy behind the whole thing. Why? Sure, when they made Mr. Shin disappear, they were able to collect on what he owed them, but Well, I'm no financial advisor, but wouldn't it have been a bit more probable to keep him alive and garnish his account until he died? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. I didn't consider that he could have just run away in the first place. Maybe tried to get off the grid to escape his worries or something, and stayed in the exact same area where people know where to look for him. At least that other idiot went to a completely different level of the city. You're just assuming that he ran away next door, essentially. I sigh and impatiently tap my foot on the ground. The more I try to untangle this case in my mind, the more confusing it becomes. Yet whenever Serenity's lopsided grin reappears in my thoughts, I muster the will to continue the job like the proper professional fixer I am. Or I hope to be someday at least. I'll just have to do whatever comes to mind first. Overthinking things will only waste precious time. I'm not going to go too random, but it is kind of obvious that, like I said, we're going pretty much completely random. I just can't go fully down that route yet. So let's search for a debt collector. Why not? Yeah, probably best to continue with the debt collection angle for now. If I learn more about Mr. Shin's circumstances, I might even be able to ask his acquaintance about them later. I aimlessly wander the streets as I do my best to recall the name of the largest loaning agency in the slums. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, I never had to take out a loan in my life. I have no idea what to look for. As I pass an alleyway, I notice a drunken old man who very well appears like he might have taken a loan or two out in his day. Carefully dip between the buildings and call out a greeting to him, causing him to stir and peek up at me through his thinning bangs. I need to take out a loan. Do you know anywhere I can do that? The old man grumbles under his breath before shooting me a skeptical glance. I ain't no broker. Ask someone else. This plan of just randomly asking people is working so well. Oh no, I didn't think you were. I was just hoping you could give me the name of a business. He takes a sip of his half-empty bottle of beer and mentally wipes his lips before nodding. Fine, try Yokon Loans. They're on the 5th Street. Never mind. Excuse my sarcasm. It's working very well. Thanks. How dare I mock the logic of just being completely random. The man opens his mouth to say something else, but I hurry off before I'm subjected to whatever unpleasantries it is. I head towards 5th Street, which is thankfully only a few minutes away by foot. Come to think of it, it would be nice if we had a public transportation system in Echo... What? In Echo Tokyo. Seeing it in all those old movies makes me super jealous. Okay, hold on. Then what are all of these things linking to? There's no point in having these many platforms unless there's something that can transport you between them. These are not streets. But I suppose there's no room for anything like that when we don't even have a government. A private transportation business would definitely go broke quickly here. No one would be able to afford to use it. They've got to move their supplies somehow. Clearly, this person has never done a city builder in their life. I mean, they weren't raised on a Sim City. That's fine. I'm going to move on. Before long, I reach 5th Avenue. As I walk along, I gotta keep my eyes peeled for my destination. My eyes scan over a dull gray sign with the name Yokon Loans printed in what appears to be Comic Sans. I stifle a giggle when I enter the building. Oh, you just gotta make it just a little bit lighthearted in there. At least this one's different. A tired-looking woman with gray hair sits at the front desk. She peers up at me over the top of her glasses and frowns. Looking for a loan, sweetie? Not quite. Something you could tell me about a certain Akihiro Shin. The woman's split-second expression change tells me all I need to know. Of course it does. Even if we do have a customer by that name, I can't tell you anything about them. I inch closer to the front desk and lower the volume of my voice. So he still has an account with you? I could have sworn I heard that his debt was recollected after he went missing. She asked me suspiciously for a long moment before letting out a defeated sigh. What are you trying to do? I'm looking for him. I want to bring him home. Well, if I tell you anything, it absolutely cannot be leaked. If word gets out that we've been sharing customer information like this, we'll be in hot shit with who? And on top of that, if you know where he is, where... Choke it down, JP. Choke it down. We'll be in hot shit. Do you understand? Yes, of course. And send me a copy of your ID. I need insurance. Damn, I really dig myself deep into danger already. that I don't have really have any other choice right now. All right, fair enough. We quickly finish up the data transfer, and then the woman motions for me to come a little closer. Mr. Shin, huh? His case is a strange one for sure. How so? He racked up a lot of debt over the years, but he always paid it off eventually. It was an endless cycle with that one. Wait, really? He did owe you when he disappeared, though, right? Right. The thing is, he almost had it paid off. Well, it's been a couple of years, so his interest had the total pretty damn high now, but it wasn't that way before he stopped making his payments. You weren't able to collect the debt. You weren't able to collect the remaining total from selling his possessions then. Oh no, everything was long gone by that time. By the time we even went knocking on his door about his late repayment. Seeing the shock on my face, the woman below the morbid chuckle. If you find Mr. Shin, you'll be doing us a huge favor. We didn't earn a single penny from that man's disappearance. Quite the opposite. I see. Before either of us can say anything else, the door opens and a customer enters the premises. I exchanged quick nods with the woman before slipping back out on the streets. We've learned absolutely nothing. Well, that just left me more questions than answers. What the hell's going on? Overwhelmed by all the new information I've uncovered, I decided to head home and rest my poor tired brain for the day. The journey back might be calming if not for the fact that the slums are so dangerous. At least it gives me a moment's respite from worrying about the case. As soon as I walk into my apartment, I pull out a chair and just sit there. I cross my arms on the table and then plop my head on top of them, emptying my mind as best I can. Yeah, I'm not getting anything else done today. My brain is fried. The hours pass in a hazy blur. I take care of myself on a basic level and then pass out for the night. I kick the covers off myself with a groan, comfortably climbing out of bed. I take a shower and hope my mind clears up enough to continue the investigation today. I throw on my clothes and walk straight into the bathroom without a care. Then I throw off my clothes, Thankfully, the warm water and steam do wonders for my brain, giving it some well-needed hydration. Well, at least it's a dystopia with properly functioning utilities. That's something. By the time I've dried off and dressed for the day, I feel like a brand new person. With a sigh, I sit at the dinner table with a pad and paper in hand. Paper and pen in hand. Did I get that right? With a pad of paper and pen. Close enough. Now that I think about it, does anyone else even use things like this nowadays? But they made me feel so cool, like a detective in an old movie. I slap myself on both cheeks to refocus myself. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Right now I need to write up a summary of everything I learned so far. I can figure out my next step after this. First of all, the target's name is Akira Sin. He went missing around 3 years ago and his money and belongings were repossessed by debt collectors. Seen that he drank and gambled a lot. Apparently whoever collected on what he owed them wasn't Yokon loans and he wasn't close to paying off his debts with them. It seems to me that whoever the organization was, they were almost too quick to the draw. If I'm understanding how it all went down correctly, even collecting on their debt before Serenity could even got an eviction notice from her landlord. That's pretty damn suspicious if you ask me. I'm glad that I have plenty of material to work with. You do? It really does seem like I'll be able to crack this case in a timely manner. It'd be nice getting that big fat reward from Serenity. Well, she's pretty cute when she smiles too, so that'd kind of be like a bonus prize. I take a quick glance over my notes once more before making a decision. That's the one I have now. The best course of action is to... I mean... why not? Based on the information right now, we have now, we can go up your ass and around the corner and still have the same... whatever. Yeah, I'll go to the casino. Well, I should probably wait until nightfall this time around, otherwise I'll just run into the same people probably. With my course of action plan, I take the first half of the day to enjoy myself. You know, technically we could spend the entire day during work, but that may be asking a little bit too much from little Miss Fixer right here. In between movies and video games, I even make sure to send my landlord a portion of my rent payment. It's not too much, but I figure that it'll placate her for a few more days. A few more hours and I receive a brief thank you message from her, so it seems to work. Whew. It should be late enough for the usual crowd to pop in. I'll start heading over now. As soon as I'm ready, I walk out the door. Unfortunately, when I arrive at the casino, I'm presented with a problem. There are so many people crowding around the place, playing games and talking to one another that breaking into the crowd would be nearly impossible. Just wait. The answer will come to you. Well, shit, I certainly didn't take into account that this might happen. Fuck me. I guess I can't give up yet, though. I'll look around for a few minutes at least. Just when all feels hopeless, I spot him. If it's Akihiro Shin, I'm gonna throw a goddamn chair. Well, there's a super sketchy looking guy over in that dark corner. He's pretty scary looking, but my choices are too limited for me to be picky. I mentally prepare myself to be told off before approaching the man. When I'm a few steps away, he turns towards me with a grimace and puts an arm on his hip. Hi there, do you have a moment? He makes eye contact with me and then slowly nods. You know a man named Akihiro Shin? I'm trying to find him. Who's asking? I'm not out to hurt him, if that's what you're worried about. I can't say any more than that, though. Too bad for you, then. Huh? What do you mean? I don't know anyone by that name. I must have smiled through my frustration. With a slight nod, I flip around and march straight out of the dark casino. Who purposely wastes people's time like that? What an ass. I was about to say. Hey. What? What just happened? Yeah, I didn't imagine that. This game is just being cheap as usual. I didn't even have time to check anywhere else today. What a humongous fucking waste of time. I ain't gonna stomp all the way home. The worst part is how self-aware I am. The fact that I look and feel ridiculous only makes me feel more annoyed. I slam the door shut behind me and practically fly onto the bed. Screw this, I'm going to sleep. Angrily. Wow, what a day. Tomorrow I should focus on figuring out whether or not the dark casino is wrapped up in all this. My gut feeling tells me that they are. Anyhow, I should have the rest of the night to myself. Based on fucking what? Wait, I'm going through this so fast I had to go back and recenter. What the hell? Saving this right here. Excuse me. I want to see what I need to see what the other choice led to. Did that lead to some information that could point the finger at the casino? Kinda need to know. Back to the Suns, I guess. There must be something important I missed there, otherwise something that'll be key to cracking the case wide open. Geez, maybe I've been watching too many old detective movies lately. I'm starting to sound like a washed-up middle-aged man. Anyway, I should probably stick around here until 5 p.m. or so. I just head over there at the same time again. I'll end up running into the same crowd as last time. You ran into a crowd last time? In the meantime, I'll take a nice long break. Again, you can just visit both places today instead of... I jumped straight back into my bed, creating a comfy blanket cocoon around myself instead of watching an old movie on my HDA. Several hours later, I dragged myself out of the bed and prepared for my latest trips to the slums. Admittedly, I find it difficult to switch back to work mode after such an otherwise lazy day, however. As I come to expect, the weather outside is as glum as usual. Yet, after spending so much time in the comfortable warmth in my own home, the cool breeze feels awful. And when the ill omen gnawing at the back of my mind, I begin walking. Even if something awful happens, it's just par for the course in the slums, right? No big deal, probably. I suppose my biggest problem is figuring out what exactly I'm looking for. I've already spoken to the acquaintances of Mr. Shin, and I went to Yokan Loans. Where does that leave? With the deep lone side, I allow myself to wander without direction. Although I've never been one to believe in fate or destiny, the truth is I don't have anything better to trust in right now. Maybe I'm not just cut out for this line of work. He walks this far on a total whim. I continue wandering, but tire myself out before I make any progress. Eventually, I decide to rest my legs on at a nearby bench. Only wish I were less aware of the things people use this for in the dead of night. I'm sitting on, you know what? Shut up, chick. You'll have to burn these pants. What pants? I barely hear the voices echoing from around the corner, caught up in my own miserable little world. I perk my ear out of curiosity. We'll have to take them down soon. They're getting way too powerful, and you know it. Hey, I'm not the boss. He's the one you should be telling this shit to. Well, you agree with me, don't you? I just want to run this idea by someone else before I pitch it to him. I don't know. I mean, in essence, yeah, totally. But what? You can't tell this to anyone else that'll be hit me. Got it? Of course, man. I don't know if we're strong enough yet. We're a fairly new organization, yeah? Excuse me. You don't need to be having any doubts about us. Before you know it, the Grey Wolves will be a household name. You're probably right, Bob. Yes. Soon everyone will know the name of Bob. I'm always right, Rob. The voice piles on a bit longer, but they don't mention anything else of note. Well, that's certainly interesting. Too bad it'll be of absolute no help to the case. I'm assuming that's where we cross over with the other route, and that's the gang that Keiji kills. Once my legs are feeling a bit more sprightly, I begin my long return journey. As it turns out, in the midst of my endlessness, I somehow traveled a lot faster than I'm used to going. It ends up taking me nearly an hour to find my apartment, getting lost no less than 5 times. When I make it back home safe and sound, I cannot describe the relief I'm overcome with. Wow, what a day. I honestly can't believe I wasted 15 minutes listening to some henchman gossip. What a huge waste of time and energy. I knew going to the slums was a bad idea to begin with. Come on, I should focus on figuring out whether or not the dark casino is... Anyhow, I have the rest of the night for myself before I pop on the game. Maybe I should record my findings, though. I wouldn't want to forget anything important. Nor the fact that Bob's mom bunions have been getting worse lately. What the joys of eavesdropping. Before I settle in for the night, I send a partial rent payment to my landlord, courtesy of Serenity's daily transfers. It truly is motivating to be treated so well by one client. Plus the fact I go to sleep without having to worry about being evicted from my home does wonders for my mental health. With I've showered, eaten, and gotten dressed, I'm ready to plan out my mission for today. I mean, honestly, there aren't many places for me to check Mr. Shin was, presumably a lifetime. I read that too fast. I mean, honestly, there aren't many places for me to check. Mr. Shin was presumably a lifelong slum dweller. I guess I need to continue searching for people who knew him. Okay, so yeah. Then we just get stuck in a loop. And now we're at her otherwhere. I guess this makes a bit more canonical sense since she did say she was gonna burn that outfit, and it makes slightly more sense for her to be wearing that. But now she's wearing the old outfit again. Investigating is hard work. I'm not sure if I'm fit to keep this up. The physical and mental toll that it takes are just crazy. I spend half the day in my bed playing video games, but the mental strain is just so hard. Guess I'm sleeping like a log tonight. And I do. After staying up until midnight treating myself to video games, that is. I'm over by a rare sound, the chirping of birds. I crawl out of bed and stretch my stiff limbs. The birds are out this morning, huh? How? We live in a cyberpunk wasteland. Where are you getting birds from? There's not a tree in sight. I'll tell you that it should sound that this will be a good day. I follow my morning routine as always. I'm running out of ideas what to do, but hey, the morning started off with a good omen, so things will definitely work themselves out. I hope. Am I stuck in a loop? Okay, let's try and visit this. Okay, let's try visiting the slums. Maybe that'll... Come to think of it, didn't Serenity mention being estranged from her mother's side of the family? They may not appreciate me stopping by and prying into their business, but if I can track them down, I may be able to learn something about Mr. Shin. I guess that just leaves the question of where they are, but a few credits should fix that problem. I pull out my handy dandy HA and hop onto the odd jobs list board. Within seconds, I have a request for a small database hacking job listed. Almost instantly, I receive an offer. It's no surprise considering the present state of the job market. I send them the details to check on the records of every hospital in the slums for the birth records of a citizen named Serenity Shin. Okay, at least now we're doing proper detective work. That eases some of my rage. Well, it might take them a while to get to it. May as well mess around in the meantime. It may take them a few hours to go through public records. You can't see how hard I'm rolling my eyes right now, but trust me, I am. A few hours later, I receive a notification of my HDA. My little helper has completed her job. Well, let's see what we have here then. Her birth mother is named Felicity Tamahashi. That's a pretty uncommon last name, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find her relatives, assuming they're still alive. A careful search of the net doesn't offer me much guidance, unfortunately. In the end, I accept that the only option is to ask around in person and pray that someone has a lead. There are a surprising amount of people out and about right now, but again, I usually avoid this area, don't I? Ever since, I shiver when a ghostly scream plays in my mind. There's no way for me to undo the past. Plus, Serenity needs my help. I can't forget that. I breathe in deeply and then release the air. It doesn't ease my pain, but the heartbeat does calm down. My heartbeat does calm down ever so slightly. One friend in front of the other, I approach the nearest passerby and stop them. Excuse me, I'm looking for the Tamahashi residence. Do you know where it is? Nope, sorry, never heard of him. Thanks anyway. Continue stopping somewhere else. Alright, do you know the Tamahashi family? I'm a little lost, blah blah blah. Tamahashi, that's a real name. I have no clue. Oh, sorry for stopping you. No matter how many people ask, the result is always the same. Perhaps it's simply my bad luck, or perhaps the entire family has been lost to time. Either way, it's one mystery I won't be uncovering anytime soon. When the despair fills my body, I begin my return journey. I'm stuck am I really stuck in a loop? I wake up earlier than usual. I simply lie in bed, staring at the ceiling as an overwhelming amount of anxiety bubbles in the pit of my stomach. What have I actually accomplished over these past few days? Nothing! You have accomplished nothing! I've been running around, but I haven't gotten anywhere with Serenity's job. I realize it's only been a few days, but I don't know if I'm cut out for this sort of thing. I honestly feel like I'm in over my head. How in the hell am I supposed to track down someone who's been missing for 3 whole years? I have to put an end to this. I made my way to the dark casino a few minutes before meeting time with Serenity. Somehow there's a foreboding sense of finality in the air. As I sporadically step through the entrance and peek around the premise, like always, there aren't that many patrons around this time. I expect Serenity sitting in her usual table, grinning ever so slightly when she notices me. I slowly sit across from her. Hi, Serenity. Hello, Shizume. What do you need? I think it's time to wrap up the investigation. You found my father? Where is he? No, I haven't. I just can't find any solid evidence, no matter where I look. I don't know if too much time has passed or what. I'm so sorry, Serenity. I just don't think I'm cut out for being an investigator. You're giving up? Yes, again, I'm sorry. But it's barely been a week! There's still plenty of time to. I can't keep doing this. All I'll do is drain your bank account and take the funds you could put towards hiring someone more competent, or just buying your damn freedom. You can still turn this around, Shizume. I believe in you. I shake my head and then stand up, taking a step towards the door. Whatever happens to Mr. Shin is out of my pay grade. I can't continue this work in good faith. Goodbye, Serenity. I sincerely hope you find the truth someday. I run out of the establishment before she can say anything else. I don't know if this is the right decision, but I just can't do it. She seemed like such a nice woman. I don't want to leash off her. This may be the first responsible adult decision that Shizume has made in her life. The door closes behind me with a depressing slam. Exhausted, I switch into some comfy clothes. Damn it. More and more escort jobs. In the midst of my job search, my body. Oh, this is a nightmare. We're back on this. Okay. Alright, let's go back to the beginning. Since she wants to turn to the casino, we'll just keep going to the casino. In the meantime, I'll take another look over my notes and then maybe treat myself to some nice takeout. In the course of action plan, I used the first half of my day to enjoy myself. The Chinese food I ordered tastes extra delicious, perhaps because I buy it with my hard-earned credits. It's a good time to head over to the casino now. Once I'm properly dressed, I'll walk out the door. Exactly like last time, every area of the casino ground floor is bustling with people. Pushing my way through doesn't seem like an option. I'd be too worried about suffocating or being trampled to death. Then out of the corner of my eye, I noticed him standing in there. This is the exact same scene. This is the okay. We're going one more time. Maybe the third time will be the charm. Casino, one more shot. It's the exact same scene. Okay. Hold on, I need a minute. I'm ending this video here. I have to. Leave a like if you're enjoying the content so far. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. It's literally on a loop. This part is okay. I don't. I'll see you guys in the next one.